Let's fight. Let's fight. Welcome in the ring. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are good. Let's fight. Let's fight, guys. Let's get on the road. Let's get going. What's happening at your end? What is happening at your end? It's Friday night, the national capital city of Georgetown. Hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are ready as you come on the live stream to share, to retweet, to subscribe. Guys, we had quite a show last evening. My back was in pain, but we had quite a show. A very good evening and welcome to all of you guys. Hope you guys had a good day, whatever you did today. Claudette and Deborah, hope you guys had a fantastic time. I had a marvelous time. Fidel, Desiree, good night to each and every one of you. Sandra and Shiraz, Ibrahim from Toronto, Loretta and Junie, all of you guys, Petal, good night to you folks. Pauline, Lorraine, good night, folks. Give us some share as you come on, guys. Give us some share. Karen Black and Mavis, a very good evening to you. Good evening, good evening, good evening, guys. Clinard, good night to you, Carly. I'm trying to read the messages as they go up, the comments as they go by. And Ian is back on YouTube following us. Good night, Ian. Good night to all of you guys who are ringside this evening. Good night to all of you folks who are ringside this evening. I'm so grateful that so many of you are so gracious enough to join us every evening, Monday to Friday. The weekend is before us, folks. I am looking forward to a great, restful weekend. And at the slap my tongue there. And I hope you guys are going to have a restful weekend. We have quite a bit of information to share with you guys before the night is through. The night is young, folks. The night is young. Still a lot to be done. Not so Anne Millington and Keith and Shalon and Osman and Marilyn or Marlin, as people say, Jacqueline, Roxy. The night is young, folks. The night is young. I am looking for some of the regulars. The night is indeed young, and hope you guys join. I feel this evening to bring my technical people to the forefront. All the technical folks. I got a feel like I want to bring some of them to the forefront, folks. I think I want to bring some of them to the forefront. All the people that are behind the scenes who helped to make this show what it is. You know, somebody messaged me last night and they said, Mr. Duncan, first thing, I don't like to be called Mr. Duncan. I feel a little biggish. I feel bigly. So they said, there's a partner, just when the show getting sweet, y'all sign off. We know it's only an hour, but, just when the show getting sweet. That is why we say to folks, y'all got to come on time. Y'all got to come on time, because if you miss something, we ain't going over nothing. This is not going at revision class here. It's one walk, start to finish. Bam. Folks, I wish some of you would join us. I wish some of you would, have the testicular fortitude to say, send me the link. I got a couple of things I want to get off my chest tonight. I wish some of us were like that. We have a couple of regulars. I'd love to have some more of you guys come and just say, this is it, blank. They can say your chest, Duncan. Perhaps. Folks, I love having you guys here. I love your energy. I love your stick-to-itiveness. I love each and every one of you, even the PPP folks. Even the PPP folks. Because I know when y'all catch y'all senses, y'all gonna realize it's all we on this boat together. You understand me? All we on this boat at 2 knots. Going at 2 knots per hour. Right? And we ain't got no engine. We ain't got no engine. And some people realizing, as you'll see shortly, that all of us on this boat together, Roxanne Lindor and Dexter, and mix our thick juices. Who's mix our thick juices? Some people got some Facebook profile, we can't find some y'all if we're looking for y'all. Mix our thick juices. Yvonne McPherson and Gloria, Chanel Wills. My God, I just talking about a little back pain. I think it's the seat that I'm on. I think I need a better seat than this, folks. We got to elevate ourselves. It's 2021, Gloria, right? And Marvin Johnson and John Henry, Norma Jones, Forbes, Harvey. Anybody named Forbes got to get a little money. You got to get some talent. Forbes Harvey, thanks for joining us. And Donna Holder, mix our thick juices, right? Mix our thick juices, right? What a name. And I see another name here, Claudette Swing. Folks, Claudette Swing. That's the name I'm seeing here. As you folks are preparing to join us, maybe that is one I want to bring up, Claudette Swing. All right. Folks, sometime before the program is through, all right, hold on for me. I want to play one of these songs that I really like for the Soca Monarch. Is that a local competition? I see somebody joining us again from YouTube called The Phantom. Oh my, The Phantom. Good night to you, Phantom. A good night to you. Once you turn Ghost and Baku and so on, we are right. All right. The Phantom. I know somebody from the Phantom Squad. I see Brian Braffett is joining us from London. Good night, Brian. Somebody else joined us from Toronto early. Folks across the diaspora. Folks across the diaspora. Phantom. You got some people that if you want to frighten, we could send you to, right? Kwame Mukai is one of them. Kwame Mukai is the own jumpy, first thing. When Kwame look at him, maybe he jump. Guy scares himself. Folks, we were waiting for us to touch that that magic number to get things going. Isola, I saw you early on a press conference with Tabitha Halley MP and her husband. So Isola, you really get it wrong. I saw the name. I said, look at this one here now. She can get Facebook STD. She they wrong the place. He or she. Isola I think it's a feminine name. So I'm hazarding a guess. And Gavin Holder, good night to you as well. Gavin said Claudette Swing. It's true. It's true, Claudette Swing. Right? Claudette Swing. I believe that. Right? Claudette getting 2.5 million per month. She must swing. 2.5 million a month. Plus perks. Of course, Claudette can swing. Lynette Goodman, watching from Barbados. Barbados. Lynette. My mother's name is Lynette, so you must be a good woman. Bernadette Adams, Bisnot. All right, Bisnot, I see you. Yeah, the 15 seconds of fame. Thanks for coming through, Bisnot. All right. Andrew and Andre, Rachel, student, we see all of you guys. Student says, booyah. I hope I got the inflection right there. All right. The Phantom says he ain't got time with the de facto fraudulent illegal administration. That's what the Phantom says. No time for the illegal fraudulent administration. Can I bring up that comment? Yes, that's what the Phantom says. No time for the de facto fraudulent administration. Folks, a very good evening to each and every one of you. As you come on, those folks who are joining us on Twitter, give us a retweet. Those folks who are joining us on Facebook, give us a share. I'm seeing all of your comments here. Brendan Norton, Robert London, all of you guys. Harry Bisnat. We see you, Harry, and your very colorful comments. Many happy returns, Harry. Many happy returns. We see Moses Lachman, all of you folks. Thanks for joining the program this evening. And we have, is it Leanne Jardin? Leanne is a good name. But I know about the person. Right? I don't know about the person. Leanne Jardin. Leanne, our regards to you as well. We know that you got your own troubles where you are. Gavin Holder and Donna Samuel. Good to see you, Donna. Folks, I'm ready to go. We are almost at that number that we're looking for this evening. We are almost there, almost. And I see we have a Vibert with us, Vibert White. He is watching from the beautiful Samantha Point, Grove East Bank, Denver. And I have some family there at Grove and at Samantha Point as well. I see my good friend from Linden, Kenny Valadares, from the mining town. Kenny, don't let me talk about all the story now. Kenny, I'll leave some for another night. Lyndon Cadogan is with us. Christopher Wilson is with us also. I also see Alexis Williams. Tashana Bailey. Folks, those who are for us are more than those who are against us. And that is the important thing. That is the important thing. Right? Those who are for us are more than those against us. So we don't bother. You understand me? In this business, people will say all manner of things about you. Right? If they say it about Jesus, we can understand. They'll say it about us as well. And if Jesus had the own Judas, right? Who is we? Who is Abby? If Jesus had the own Judas, who are we, folks? Who are we, good people? Who are we? So I'm so delighted for those folks who are joining us on Twitter. Twitter is like your Bel Air. Twitter is like your Bel Air. And Facebook is like your Starbucks market. Is anything goes. Hold your pocket. All right. Folks, I would like you to know I am writing a song. Right? I am finding my way back again. In the good old days, I used to write a lot of music. So I'm getting back there. I'm writing a song, and the name of my song is Thief in the House. That is the name of my tune. I don't know how far this Soca Monarch thing gone is yet, but my tune is Thief in the House. You understand me? Laptops going missing. Tablets going missing. You understand me? Thief in the house. Right? That is, if anybody want to help me build the soundtrack, folks, that is the title of the song, Thief in the House. Andre Cole, good to see you. I see another interesting Facebook name here. Caribbean Jokes, Mystic God Jokes. That is a mouthful there. That is like the Minister of Finance. As far as that, Minister of Finance is Minister with responsibility for finance within the office of the President, Dr. Ashley Singh. By the time you finish that, you're tired, you can't even read the budget speech again. You can't even read the budget speech again. So that is a long a mouthful. Marcia Griffith, we see you there. We see you there, Marcy. Yvonne, or with the Y, some say why Yvonne. Yvonne McPherson, we see you there. Junior Sires, we see you there as well. Folks, I am ready to go. I am ready to go. But are we ready to go? Folks, I'm ready to go. It's so nice to see all of you guys as you come in the program this evening with your fast selves. Share the program. Share it now. Share it now. Right? Share it. Share it. Folks, if any one of you write music as well, if you compose, you know the people. I'm telling you, I feel that song, as we say in the Christian church, in my spirit, in my spirit, right? Thief in the House. That's the name of the song I'm writing. And if the Soca thing ain't gone too far yet, y'all let me know. I want jump in. Thief in the house. That's gonna be the refrain. Thief in the house. Thief in the house. If you stand up too long in the corridor in Parliament, you would go missing, You would go missing. The thief laptop, the thief tablet. You understand me? The thief tablet innocence. Thief in the house, thief in the house. That's what's happening. They're trying to thief me rights. They're trying to thief me independence. Right? Thief in the house, thief in the house. Right? The same folks who are having rape, murder, thief in the house, folks. Good night to you folks, and it's really good to have each and every one of you. All right, I don't want to go too far. So let me see where we are, guys. Are we where we is, or are we where we are? All right, folks, I want us to turn our attention to some health matters and quite seriously so in our hot topics. As you guys would have known, over the last few days, a young lady lost her life at the New Amsterdam hospital. She and her baby, and quite sadly so. Today we learned that expectant mothers, and I'm picking this up from, I think this is Big Smith News, a weird name for a newscast, but nonetheless, Big Smith News. Expectant mothers pack up and leave hospital after maternal death. A doctor or doctors and also a few nurses are on suspension. They were sent home over this issue. I think the reports coming out in the media says that an investigation has proven that they were negligent in the death of this mother, and her baby. And so again, showing great confidence in the PPP's healthcare system. Expectant mothers packed up their bags and beat out from the hospital. Yep. They packed up their bags, folks. And they say, "We gone. We're beating out. So long, farewell." Right? So long, farewell. You know, there are some folks who would like to stifle their conscience. They would like to stifle their conscience. But they know that under the last administration, the last administration, maternal deaths were coming down. Way, way down. And like with everything else, the PPP touched down, and my God, it's worries and purgatory. Worries and problems. So these mothers, these expectant mothers, they ain't waiting. They ain't waiting at all. They say, "We gone. You all try with that." Right? So long, farewell, adios. And they beat out. Again, showing great confidence in the PPP's healthcare system under Frank Anthony, Leslie Ramsamy, right, and Berry Ramsaran. Three ministers in one ministry. And still, my God, on a daily basis, right, the things we are seeing at the hospital leaves much to be desired. So I can't blame these nurses for showing this kind of confidence in the PPPC's healthcare system. I cannot blame them at all. So they have left. Folks, turning attention now to some local government events and the fraudulent Nigel Darmlal, who is a minister of local government. Now, if there was anybody who was ever a mismatch for ministry, it's Kwame McCoy and Darmlal, who should not even be ministers. So not only has there been a series of undermining of the local government system, just last week, we had some vendors at Rosignol Market in Region 5 protesting against Darmlal. As you can recall, there was one woman who said, "Darmlal? Who is Darmlal? I've been here for 30 years and I am not moving." Yep. The fraudulent PPP just touched down, folks, and it's confusion powder 24 hours per day. Today, what we saw was protest action at Anna Regina. At Anna Regina, again, they are seeking to move some vendors from the aprons or the periphery of the Anna Regina market. But they aren't having it, folks. They are not having it. The people are standing up for their rights. Like the nurses in Linden, they are saying enough is enough. 6 months into the PPP's fraudulent, wicked administration. And the folks are saying enough is enough. And so today we had this protest action, this protest activity. Look at some of these placards. You only want to kill poor people, like we're talking about New Amsterdam Hospital. Why don't you start from the rich in moving them? You understand me? These are the vendors at Anna Regina. Right? You only want to kill poor. You ain't gonna see this on NCN, you know. You ain't gonna see this on NCN. You will not see it in Guyana Times. Right? No. DPI worse yet. DPI worse. Right? So those were some of the placards. Vending, it's our life. It puts food on our table. It pays our bills. You see that? This is people standing up. And they're still trying to convince this country that they are pro-poor. They got a pro-poor budget. And they feel for the man on the ground. Oh, Father. What's the song they sang the other day? What's the song we had for the campaign? So long I ain't see you. But they're feeling the pinch. They're feeling the pinch. And I told you guys, it's only when the shoes start pinching, then is when people start speaking up for their rights. And this is what we are seeing. This is what we are seeing. The people are speaking up, folks. The people are speaking up for their rights. They ain't taking nonsense. They ain't taking nonsense at all. They ain't taking nonsense at all. And their voices will be heard. They ain't taking foolishness. And I think we do have some video from that protest that I want to bring with you. And we'll have some more commentary on the other side, folks.
We must sell. 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 We must.
So how long are you selling out here? For 2 years. I know you come this man, they're telling you that you gotta go and be. Please. But you got any other source of income? You don't, just the way you bring yourself. Okay. You always struggle with your back. Oh, your husband say your husband home. Your kitchen garden, so you just come and sell, and now they're telling you that you can't sell. So this is what's going on out here. This is what's going on out here. Yeah, but you got 24 so you provide the money, you know. This answer the sell every week. Every week this answer the sell right here.
At one time, after the communist market and people object. Why them?
Now the shoes up on the other foot. This is a country, why you want to go in and they're just harassing people all around the place, you know? If you're moving, you gotta find a better place for, you know? People could access them.
If you do what you know, what the people
No.
And the problem is that that's why some people they're not
Yeah, folks, there you have it. There you have it. The people are standing up for their. I told you guys the shoe pinching The shoe pinching, folks. The shoe is pinching. And nobody is going to stand up in pretense and pretend otherwise. It is pinching. Right? And you know what they say? It's only when you're in the house, you know where the roof leaking. Only when you're in the house, people, do you know where the roof is leaking. And that is what we have before us currently. Is only when you're in the house, you know where the roof leaking. And so you heard what the folks said. The folks said when APNU went in power and they wanted to move us, the PPP threat and fight. Now they in power. They want to move us. Where are the promises by the PPP? Huh? Where are all the promises by the PPP? Folks in this country waking up, because you know why? It pinching in the pocket. Right? It pinching in their personal lives with the crime that is on the rise. Right? The mother and the baby that lost their lives, unfortunately, at New Amsterdam Hospital. You see how it pinching? The other mother said, we gone. We gone. So much for the PPP. We gone. Y'all try with that. When it starts pinching, then people get serious. Then people stand up for their rights. And we will stand with those persons. I am not elected to represent APNU AFC only in the National Assembly. It's to represent all Guyanese. All Guyanese. And so we stand with those people for justice for them, to get what they deserve, to earn a livelihood. Folks, you tell me, to God, you got people who could come in this country tomorrow. And once you say you're creating 30 jobs, take 500 acres. Right? And people, Guyanese, you can't get a little piece of thing to sell, little vegetables. I remember clearly Zulfikar Mustafa, Joe Hamilton and the others, when I think it was Kemraj or was it Royce Ford, who was talking about how boron, plantain sales and so on at this economy, laughed in the National Assembly. Laughed. You understand me? But the small businesses and small entrepreneurs and vendors like these, you understand me, who holding this thing together. Holding this thing together. Right? But you know what these guys are interested in? Who want to build hotel? Who want to build big hotel and who want to open supermarket? And the vendors feeling the pinch. Feeling the pinch. Feeling the pinch. Right? Damn well won't be concerned because they were going to Massey and buy their stuff. They ain't going at Rosignol. Right? They ain't going at Regina Market. Right? When last y'all see them? Huh? They come in there and buy the grocery and buy the greens? No. I have nothing against Massey. No, but they come and tell you they want your vote because they're feeling for you. How you feeling? Right? And now they're adamant. You see the guns? They sent at Rosignol Market. Well, they must pack the guns yet for Anna Regina. So we feeling what the people are feeling. All of us feeling the pinch. All of us feeling the pinch, folks. All of us. That is where we are. And so it is now really and truly hitting some folks. It is really and truly now hitting some folks. Right? And so you are seeing lots of people speaking up. And no trouble with that. We got to speak up. Right? Sometimes we be a little timid and then we find we voice. We be a little timid and then we find our voices. Right? So I am not doubting what is happening. Sometimes we got to speak up. Right? So we are watching, folks, and we are monitoring the happenings. We are watching and we are monitoring the happenings. And we will continue to speak up, not only for the vendors at Mabaruma, right? Not only for the vendors at Rosignol, but also for the vendors at Anna Regina, because that is what we were elected to do. That is what we were elected to do. You see, some people only elect to fix roads in certain communities and lights in certain communities and to give COVID cash grant to certain communities, right? But we have shown consistently that we are about all Guyanese. We are about all Guyanese. That is where we are this evening, about all Guyanese. And so we're watching and we're monitoring, right? The PPP going to do and do till they overdo. Just like how they overrig. And 6 months in, people don't want to see 5 years. 6 months in, people don't want to see 5 years. They are tired. I know what they're saying. Next. Next. That is what they're saying. Right? Because they are fed up. They are fed up. And they are tired of these folks. And I ain't give them wrong. They are fed up and tired. Tired and fed up. And so we are standing with them. We are standing with them. Right? Because we fed up and tired too. And so the folks there at Anna Regina, we feel it for you. We feel it for you. Right? And guys, we want more of your videos, more of your citizen videos, your citizen reports. And don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Stand up. Right? And say, I am Sherry Duncan for In the Ring. And we can broadcast it. I will broadcast it. Right? Because the people in this country need to know what is happening. This country belongs to all of us. It ain't just belong to a few. People in this country need to know what is happening. We need to know what is happening. Right? And so I'm here. I there. And we are going to be, we are going to be bringing the credible information to the people. That's what we're going to be doing. Bringing the credible information to the people. To the people. That's what we're going to be doing. Folks, every night we come on, we say, Guyana is not a real place. It isn't. And so much of our news, can be characterized like this. So much of it can be characterized like this. Guyana is not a real place. Right? People do the weirdest things, say the weirdest things. And that is why we say Guyana is not a real place. Right? I'll give you a case in point. Now we have a advisor on national security. Right? We have an advisor on national security. And over the last week, I was made to understand that he was on some program on Facebook. As Gordon Mosley pointed out, on Tuesday, 2 Venezuelan military jets performed low-flying incursions over Itering in Essequibo. Right? That's a national security matter. Wednesday, government of Guyana issued statement condemning the intimidation by Venezuela. Wednesday again, foreign minister summons Venezuela ambassador to officially protest the latest act of aggression on the issue and issue a note of protest. Thursday morning, Venezuela issues a response accusing Guyana of peddling falsehoods and claiming the flyover was above its territory. Right? While also on Thursday midday, Guyana's national security advisor on Facebook Live asking, do you remember where you were a year ago on this day during the elections? You see why Guyana is not a real place? This is why Guyana is not a real place. Right? This is why Guyana is not a real place. For that very reason, it is not a real place. Right? I saw a news article that says somebody resigned from PNC, APNU. And I saw the name and I'm thinking again, do I know this fella? Who? Right. The resignation letter longer than the article. The resignation letter, about 3 pages. The article is about 3 paragraphs. Announcing the resignation. The article is about 3 paragraphs. Who? Ladies and gentlemen, next. We are still looking at the National Assembly and what has transpired with the Tabitha Halley issue, folks. We are still examining that. And Tabitha Halley, Member of Parliament, was assaulted by Kwame. We know our colleague. We know our colleague. And we are adamant that she was assaulted by Kwame McCoy. Right? And we are confident, folks, as night turns today, right, that justice will be done. We are confident, right? We ain't asking you, we're telling you, justice will be done in this matter. Justice, ladies and gentlemen, will be done. We are very confident of that. Tabitha Halley and her husband, Cleon Halley, together gave a press conference today on the issue, and we want to bring part of that press conference to you. We want to bring part of that press conference to you, and then we're going to have some comments on the other side. Folks, you have to watch, you have to listen, and you have to internalize. Don't just run with things people tell you. Watch, listen, internalize. Folks, here is part of that press conference earlier today. Here is part of that press conference by by Tabitha Surabo Halley and her husband, Cleon Halley. Right. Again, discussing the events surrounding her assault.
All right, good morning, everyone. Good morning, members of the media. Just checking to make sure that you are hearing us loud and clear.
Yes, loud and clear. Morning.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. All right, so good morning and welcome. First of all, thank you for joining us this morning. For those of you who don't know me, I am Cleon Halley, Tabitha's husband, and I would like to thank you for joining us for this press conference this morning. The order of things are Tabitha is going to make a statement, after which she is going to give some brief remarks as it relates to the issue of video evidence as it relates to the matter with Mr. McCoy, after which we will be open to take some questions and don't let me say every now and again, but I will also chime in to make a brief remark. So over to you, Tabitha.
Thank you. Good morning again. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm here this morning to basically state clearly what took place on March 3rd, 2021. There are a lot of things being said, and so I just wanted to put on record what happened. At approximately 3:20 p.m. On March 3rd, I exited the confines of the dome of the Architectural Convention Center, basically just to go to the restroom. On entering the corridor, I saw a large group of persons standing where I needed to pass. As I got closer to the group, I observed that several PVP MPs were pounding Mr. Kito in field. I suggested that he should not engage the crowd, and he proceeded down the stairs. I then turned to continue my way to the restroom, and there, Mr. Kwame McCoy was standing less than 1 foot away from me with his phone in my face. I raised my hand to block him from videoing me or taking any pictures of me. Then Mr. McCoy, with phone in hand, just shoved me to my left temple. In complete shock, I asked Mr. McCoy why he hit me, why did he assault me? And turned to see if anyone saw what had happened. I recognized 2 persons on another corridor in clear sight of what transpired. They both immediately stated that they saw what happened. I walked away from Mr. McCoy, and still in shock, I alerted two of my colleagues who were around the corner. The clerk of the National Assembly I also alerted, and the Speaker of the National Assembly. The Speaker informed me at that point that it was a matter for the police and that I should make a report. I was still confused at this stage, and I went to some of my colleagues who guided me as to what my next steps ought to be. I then informed the leader of the opposition, who responded immediately and called in the police to take my statement. Since I was hit, I have had a pain on my left temple here, and it has gone down to the side of my neck. I did a medical examination, and they gave the final diagnosis that I just had head trauma and like a strain in my muscle by my neck, and the requisite medication was prescribed. For me, this experience has been an eye-opener for me in several ways. When the incident occurred, I really just thought of it as a moment in time, something that just happened. But as you would know, I had to go into Parliament yesterday, and it took me some time to even go into the building. I had to actually call one of my I had to actually call one of my MP friends to actually get me from my car to into the building.
There we are, folks. A very, very emotional Tabitha Halley. And I'm pleased to be joined by Member of Parliament Ganesh Mahipal this evening. All right, we had some challenges with Ganesh's video last night. I'm still holding. Folks, but I can see some of the comments here, and I mean, if this is how a member of Parliament is treated, and apologies again for the audio there. Some folks were complaining about the audio, but if again this is how a member of Parliament is treated, right? I can only assume how members of the public, right? A woman with no power, quote unquote power, right? No influence. How is she going to be treated in the system? How is she going to be treated by the system? Monday is International Women's Day. And as a matter of fact, there was a campaign being launched on the very day at Parliament by the government concerning Women's Day, International Women's Day. And to see the response by female parliamentarians on the government side, my God. My God. Ganesh, are you ready? Ganesh has been trying with us. He's been having some internet wars. So I don't know if Ganesh is ready. He might just have to come in via audio because he has been getting several challenges over the last couple of days. Ganesh, very good evening. Welcome. Ganesh, you may just have to go with audio. So, folks, while we wait on Ganesh, again, a very, very serious issue as it concerns the assault of a member of Parliament. A very, very serious issue. And I am just so ashamed. I think Morna Saul put it right. Ashamed to see some of the comments. Right? We are so partisan. We are so divided. I'm so ashamed to see what has been happening. Ganesh, are you with us? Ganesh, are you with us? Ganesh?
Good night, Sherrod. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Mahi Paul. Yes, Member of Parliament. I can hear you.
Yes, are you hearing me?
Yes, sir.
I'm having tremendous internet problem. Since Mark Phillips took over, the internet has really gone bad.
But I thought we had telecommunications liberalization. It would have been better. Ganesh? Folks, these are the challenges. Ganesh, I think, is in region 3. This is not 100 miles away. Right? And this is the reality that lots of Guyanese face. You're paying for a service, but what do you get? What do you get, folks? You are paying for a service, but what do you get? Huh? What are you getting? Folks, while we wait for Ganesh to come in, we need to finish some of the topics for the evening that we started. I don't want to keep you from that by any means. We need to finish some of the topics that we have started. Right? But we are monitoring, right? And MP Halley says that she will be taking some further steps on the issue. And so we're going to be monitoring, that. Folks, let's turn our attention very briefly to COVID-19. You know, it's a sore point in this country where COVID-19 is concerned and the management of COVID-19. Mind you, the PB folks on the stream, they're going to want to bury their head in the sand. Right? They're going to want to bury their head in the sand with concerns the bad management of COVID-19 under this fraudulent, wicked, illegal, installed administration, the PPC. When the PPP took over, there were 21 deaths. There were 474 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Today, there are over 8,000 confirmed cases, if we haven't passed 9,000 yet. And yesterday, we hit the 200th death as a result of COVID. Today, some of you might have been following on the pages, the opposition members of parliament had an event to mark the 200th COVID death in this country. And we also recognize all those and commemorate all those who would have died, Guyanese who would have died in the diaspora as well. But we marked the 200th death locally. There was an event in the Promenade Gardens, a vigil, a candlelight vigil there. And I think some of this is posted on social media. So if you only look, you're going to see some of that. But what is interesting, as we mark this 200 COVID death just yesterday, right? And as you know, they have touted their vaccines have come, Chinese vaccines, Indian vaccines, right? There were 30 new cases of COVID-19 recorded just today, folks. 30 new cases of COVID-19, right? So you see how we're now creeping up to 9,000 confirmed cases. We're at 8,729 confirmed cases of COVID-19. Just think about that. 8,729 confirmed cases. 30 new cases as of today, right? Perhaps what we're seeing here in these new cases is as a result of what transpired at the racetrack the other day. 3,000 odd people met to watch cars race. In the midst of the worst epidemic of our lifetime, people go on to watch racing cars, or cars racing, or car race, however they put it, with 8,000 plus confirmed cases, right? And what is worse, this is what the fraudulent Minister of Health said today. The minister said government to consider prosecuting event organizers who breach COVID-19 measures. To consider, right? To consider prosecuting. Right? They will consider prosecuting. If my parcel speech is correct, consider is a state of being verb, and when you put to in front of a verb, it forms what is called the infinitive. Government to consider prosecuting, right? So one year after COVID, government is now going to consider whether or not they will prosecute. Right? Y'all see where we live in? 2 persons had an event in Linden and someplace else, and were found in breach. I think they're serving a 3-month prison term, right? And there's think there's a public service something attached to it, right? But in referencing this big event they had over the weekend, they are to consider whether they will prosecute. Folks, this is the country we're living in, you know. This is the country. When some people do wrong, my God, swift justice. And some others, we will consider. We will consider whether we will prosecute. You all understand the different strokes for different folks in this country? People won't talk about this. They're going to bury their head in the sand. Tabitha Halley issue? No. They won't talk about that. If they can't be talking about Vashni Jagyo, they can talk about Tabitha and how Vashni Jagyo was treated. No, they won't talk about that. You understand me? How they can talk about that? You got to be objective. You have to have testicular fortitude and intellectual aptitude to talk about that. Government to consider prosecuting event organizers who breach. So you could create a super spreader event in this country, right? Kill people by your actions, and government will consider at some other time whether or not you're in breach of COVID-19. Talk about disgrace. What's a disgrace? What's a poster child for disgrace and health minister? To consider. Now you ain't gonna see this being criticized in Chronicle. You might see a word or two in Starbucks News. Right? People in town might touch it. But NCN, GPI, no. Times, 1 year after COVID-19's advent, and we will consider. It was mid-March. I think we're on somewhere between the 10th and the 15th of March. We had our first COVID case. The woman who had come from overseas, living in Good Hope. Right? And you can see how all of us as a people are interconnected. One woman. And now you have COVID in every region. And some of y'all still think Barbies belong to one set of people, Linden belong to one set of people, Region 3 belongs to another set of people. Y'all still think so? So how come COVID and only in Good Hope 1 year later? Yeah? That's how y'all thinking? Government to consider prosecuting event organizers who breach. So we will consider whether they're going to prosecute Sleeping Hotel on Church Street. Right? They will consider whether they can prosecute Palm Court people. Right? The people who got the car shows in Barbies on Sundays, they will consider whether they can prosecute them. Right? But you hold a little barbecue and invite 2 friends. See how quick at Camp Street sit down, or at Mazzaroni, or at Lusignan prison. See how quick. This is Animal Farm, folks. It is not a country. It is an animal farm. Right? When you see how they treat Tabitha Sarabohali, you know it's not a country. Right? You know it's Animal Farm. And in Animal Farm, if you read that book, it says all animals are created equal. but some more equal than others. And that is why government 1 year later to consider these are the people, the Jagabats, who had a COVID task force while they were in opposition. And the COVID numbers skyrocketed under them, 200 deaths. And they still to consider, right? When you are responsible for the death of so many Guyanese, you still got to consider whether you're going to penalize people for breaching COVID-19 measures. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Right? Christopher Wilson, joining us out of Trinidad, is telling us that in Trinidad, plenty of people get locked up and paid a fine for breaching COVID-19 protocols. Right? That's what Christopher said. Plenty of people get locked up. But in good old GT, we are to consider. Right? You all see nonsense here? To consider. This is not a country. It's a cake shop. And I agree with what I agree with what Carla says. Right? It is the PPP Jagabats. That is what it is. The PPP Jagabats, a government who says we have all the answers. We know, oh my God, if we were in power, what we would have done to COVID, this, that, the next. Right? And now they're in charge. Oh my God, we will consider. You know what they got to consider at some other time and they're not decisive? Money got for make. Right? And remember what Jacks tell me? Remember what BJ said? People gonna die. Right? If the dead are dead. Full stop. Animal farm. Fraudulent installed criminals. Right? People will die. And these are the people who want to open school next month. For killing children. These are the people who want to open school next month, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Next month. And that is why I say a good night to all, except Frank Anthony. A good night to all, except the fraudulent Frank Anthony. Fraudulent Frank Anthony. That's who he is, a fraud. Because if he was any good, we wouldn't have been where we are with COVID, right? But he's a fraud. That is what he is, nothing but a fraud. So it's a good night to all except this Jagabat Frank Anthony. All right, I can't even find the photograph. You see how he's such a fraud? He didn't even word the photograph. He's not even word the photograph. It's a good night to all except he and all his friends. He and all his friends them. A good night to all except this Jagabat Frank Anthony. That is what we have happening this evening, folks. And so the PPP folks can put that in the pipe and smoke it. How they can solve COVID? You tell me how they can solve COVID. If you can't find a boat with dead people with no engine going 2 knots per mile or per hour, right? How you gonna fight COVID? How you gonna fight COVID if military aircrafts flying over and the National Security Advisor more concerned what happened a year ago than what is happening right now? How you gonna fight COVID? How you gonna fight COVID if you're still worrying why Valda Lawrence put the COVID the infectious disease center where it is in Liliendal there, and not where the special hospital was supposed to go? How you gonna fight COVID? Huh? How? If you got a health minister who more interested in spy equipment, you tell me, how are we going to fight COVID-19 in any meaningful way? Right? And that is all we have happening. That is all we have happening, ladies and gentlemen. Folks, we've had a good week. We've had a long week. A very, very long week. And so, I anticipate that some of us are tired, some of us are taxed, right? But even as we go into the weekend, folks, I am asking you to stay vigilant and stay watchful. Stay vigilant and stay watchful. A good night to all, except, folks, remember to social distance. Remember to wear your mask. Remember to sanitize, right? And if you're in groups, not more than 10, I think that's what the regulation says, social distance still. COVID is real. It is real. It is real. And just before I go, I want to share one of my favorite of this year's Soca Monarch songs. This one is by an artist that goes by the name of Nikita. I know her differently, but she goes by the name of Nikita. And I want to, the stage name Nikita, and I want to share this song with you that really and truly to me is very, very uplifting. So here it is, just before you.
To get on the road, we hype and we ready. See me and me crew, been holding it steady. It's been a long, long time now since we had our party. Don't you waste no time, no. We done here already. So baby, stop there, all your water. You can carry, drink your matter. Oh, let's celebrate life. Bring up the stool and it's a Santa Claus and no heat with your yes. Make everything nice. I'm feeling the vibes again. Feel so alive again. So don't tell me that I can't misbehave. Feeling the vibes again. I feel so alive again. So don't tell me that I can't misbehave. Overcoming that grooves, we fit and be ready.
Folks, again, I encourage you to have a great weekend. Stay vigilant wherever you are. And have a really great weekend. Forget to think about the politics. Detox a little, decompress. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys on Monday with one on this amazing song by Nikita, who we know also as Jamaica Liberator. Good night, folks, and have a great weekend. Good night to all, except the fraudulent illegal crack activity.
Bring on the big truck and the push, got to go and don't get your shots, yes. Everything nice. I'm feeling the vibes, yeah. Feel so alive, again. So don't tell me that I can't misbehave. Feeling the vibes, yeah. Feel so alive, again. So don't tell me that I can't misbehave. I'm feeling the vibes, yeah. Feel so alive, again. So don't tell me that I can't misbehave. Feeling the vibes, yeah. Feel so alive, again. So don't tell me that I can't misbehave.